Today we're going to make a hand turkey out of clay. So I put my hand onto my slab of clay and I'm using a needle tool to trace around my hand and cut out a hand shape. Instead of picking up my hand shape, I'm peeling off the clay pieces around that. I put a scrap of clay into my water and I'm going to use that later on as a really wet, muddy, sticky clay that I can use almost like a glue. After that, I'm dipping my fingers in the water dish and I just use that to smooth over the edges where I had cut out. A lot of times I get crumbly bits around the edge and I just smooth those over. Next, I'm dividing my extra clay into a couple of chunks. I'm going to roll those into balls. I want to have sort of one big, one medium, one small, maybe a fourth one with a little extra scrap clay I can use for decoration. I'm taking the biggest ball of clay and smashing that flat so it becomes a circle. And then I'm going to use that for my turkey's body. Whenever I'm attaching pieces, I always remember slip, scratch, smooth. I get the pieces wet to make it soft and sticky. I scratch to create loose edges that get tangled like Velcro. And I press them together and smooth over the cracks. I can use a little bit of that wet slip, that wet clay as a glue as I'm sticking these pieces together. But everything that I'm doing on here, you'll notice it's pretty much the same process. I'm rolling a ball of clay, I'm pinching it on one end and flattening it on the other end to make my beak. I'm rolling small balls of clay to make the eyes. I'm rolling a big ball of clay to make the body, a medium-sized ball of clay and smashing it flat to make the head. Almost everything I'm making, I'm starting off by rolling a little ball of clay and often smashing it flat to make a simpler shape. I'm thinking of this as sort of the cartoon version of a turkey. I want a collection of simple shapes to make my design. In addition to the additive methods attaching pieces of clay, I can also scratch designs into there. So I might just lightly scratch in and draw the texture of feathers on the fingers that made my hand. I can add other patterns and designs if I would like to. However you want to decorate yours is totally fine. You might decide that you want to make feet that are going to go on its bottom. You might decide that you want to put a bow in its hair, give it a tiara like a princess, give it a top hat and monocle, make it a fancy turkey. It is up to you how you want to design it. Almost everything that I'm making, though, I am making as just sort of simple shapes cut out of the clay. I roll a ball of clay, smash it flat. I use my needle tool to cut out some basic shapes. Sometimes I might roll a coil if I want to make something longer, like maybe I'm going to have a guitar playing turkey or something like that. I might make a hat by rolling a ball, pressing it flat, rolling a coil to make like the little brim of the hat. It's up to you how you want to decorate it. Be creative, have fun with it. You can put whatever you'd like into yours. You can make it a pirate turkey with an eye patch. You can make it a punk rock turkey with a mohawk playing a guitar. You can do anything you would like, but with everything you want to keep it relatively simple shapes. Now, my final step, I decided I wanted to cut a hole near the top in one of my fingers, and that will allow me a hole that I can put a string through or a hook through if I want to hang this up on the wall. You do not have to, but it is a good idea as you're creating things to think about the display strategy. What do you want to do with it eventually? And sometimes poking a little hole or something like that can make it easier to hang up if you want to take pride in and display your artwork.